Hello there, all my, one second. Sorry, my glasses are kind of on the big side, and that was like pinching against my ear, and it's been killing me. Um, I don't want to take too much of you guys' time or anything like that. Roy Orbison's going in the background. I'm not trying to say anything negative about Roy Orbison at all, but you guys tend to complain about background stuff, and I mean, I guess, this thing could get checked and semi banned. Um, so I just wanted to kind of update everybody on the whole job situation. I just haven't found anything yet. Um, I've put in a lot of applications. I'm starting to follow up on some of them. But I do actually have an interview with this McDonald's on the 10th. Um, I have worked in food service a few times. I do not enjoy it. Not only do I not enjoy it, I tend to like sweat a ton. So I kind of often get asked to leave. Um, but, uh, I figure I have to do something. And it would be better to kind of, work here part time and pay my rent, and stuff, even if it just equates to getting by. So, um, so if I haven't found anything else, um, by uh, by the 10th, I'm going to go ahead and come to this interview. If I do find something else, I'm going to go ahead and not come to it. So we'll just have to see how that goes. And if I do get this McDonald's thing, I'm gonna keep looking pretty hard to find something else. Um, just the world the world is simply just a different place now. I realize I've said this in other videos, but the world is just a different place. It is not the place it was, last year, even at this point. But it certainly isn't the 60s or 70s anymore where you can just go in a place, have a conversation with somebody, and leave with a job. I mean, even if the position's open, just the overall kind of hiring process for it now is kind of obscene. What a lot of people don't, what a lot of boomers especially don't realize is they had the luxury of being able to do that, right? They might have had to fill out a job application, but by the time my brother, Viper, and I, VPR 5555, feel free to check out his channel. I'm not sure there's much there, but check it out. Um, by the time we started applying for jobs, when we were of age, they came with like a 400 question assessment. Like I'm not kidding. I don't know if anybody remembers the late 90s or early 2000s, but literally, that's not a joke. Like a 4 or 500 question assessment, essentially asking the same 15 or 20 questions over and over again in different ways to kind of see if they could catch you in something, I guess. I don't know. Uh, but the overall point is that, hopefully I can get at least this. Um, I don't know what this pays. There wasn't anything on the website. I looked at the area. It says about $13. Um, between 12 and 14. Um, but I am not. I'd be lying if I said I was excited about it. Um, if I'm honest, I have not enjoyed working in food service ever. Like any time I've done it. So, um, and most of my food service jobs have been like measured in months. Like when I was in college, I worked at Subway a few months. Um, when I was living in Denton, I worked for Panda Express for, you know, a few months, something like that, maybe a few months. That was one of the worst, I've got to say, that was one of the worst and most disgusting jobs I've ever had. I try to avoid eating at Panda Express too much since working there. As, I don't even like to think about it. Um, but that about like sums up my experience there. I'm trying to think if I've missed one, but at this point, I'm not sure. I've really had a lot of jobs at this point. That's the other issue is like I have no real recent food service experience, but I mean, I'm not sure how difficult this could be. Uh, I'm trying to stay away from applying at gas stations and stuff simply because I need to get off my feet for like 15 or 20 minutes, or like for my lunch break or something like that. And every gas station job I've had has been like 8 hours of straight work, no breaks, no lunch break. Unless, of course, you're the owner's, nephew, then you get to have a 45-minute lunch with your girlfriend. But we won't go into that. Nepotism. Um, Really, what I'm trying to do is get back in at the retailer that I used to work at. But my last two stints with them haven't been real impressive. But I was going through a lot of stuff. It was very sort of just difficult kind of. Well, the time before the last, I actually got COVID shortly after getting hired. Like a month, 6 weeks after getting hired, I had COVID, and it was my second time having it. And in all honesty, it hit me pretty hard. Uh, so um, I just couldn't work things out. The problem when the company uses a third party for all their leave of absences and stuff is that you usually don't qualify for insurance until 6 months, a year after you've been there. So if like something happens to you, like literally weeks or even days after starting work at this particular retailer, it's like you can't really do anything. Um, Sedgwick, the third party company, might kind of work with you a little bit, but that's like a might, and you never really know till they answer. And you're kind of in like this weird limbo. Um, the last stint I did with Walmart was actually with the retailer was uh, sorry. The last stint I did with the retailer was only about 6 weeks. Um, Literally, the day I started orientation, my foot started killing me. Like the day I started orientation, and it kind of kept getting worse and worse and worse. And like I could barely get up and down the steps on the carts at work and stuff like that. And it was just getting to be just it was terrible. I was in just massive pain all the time. And it turned out I had plantar fasciitis in my right foot. And I, again, didn't have insurance and couldn't really go see a medical doctor. But I had some chiropractic appointments a friend had given me, and I saw that chiropractor, but that's not really something that they support. Like that's not a he's not a medical doctor, so like basically it was just back and forth and back and forth and back and forth and back and forth and like, yeah, you can go to work, no you can't, yes you can, no you can't, and then eventually is like I was just off the schedule and the store had let me go. In fact, it was Sedgwick, the third party company, that let me know that I had been let go. Um, so they then put job abandonment on my work record for that retailer, which really sucks because I have to really like talk people into like giving me the time of day now. Um, but that being said, that's where I'm at. So I'm going to go ahead and leave it there. Thanks for sticking to the end of the video if you did. Please like and subscribe. I'm always trying to grow. And this is Going on Running, signing out. I will update you guys as soon as I can.